yourself?
Well, the interesting thing about AI is, yes, it's useful. It's a very useful tool. And I think it's a useful task-driven, useful tool, for tasks and things like that. And there are things that it also can do that you can implement inside of software that we both know. But the thing that I think is really interesting is the robots are coming.
Yeah, they're fun.
The robots are coming, and people don't realize that, they're worried about AI, but I tell them all the time, I say, you need to be more concerned about the robots, because when the better they get with dexterity and the more advanced they become and the better balance they get, you're gonna see robots walking around that look like human beings, and it's going to creep you out.
Yeah, we're already there. Did you see the one recently where they had the different faces of the presidents,
No,
leaders of the world and so forth?
I did not.
And they projected them on the face, and they're robots that go through all these things.
And that's just creepy.
Well, yeah. Well, what's even creepier though is like with chatbots right now, right?
Yeah.
The chatbot is there to fulfill your every desire, your every need. It tells you, it makes everything, talks to you in a way that makes you feel very powerful.
Tells you what you want to hear.
Exactly. Well, what if you take that and put it in a robot?
I
don't know about you, but how many relationships do you have with people that are difficult to train, right? But with a robot,
it's rigged.
It's your perfect companion because they'll never argue with you. They'll do everything you want.
I know.
So where does compromise go? Where does learning to actually get along? Where does all that kind of back and forth where you grow and evolve as a person because you have conflict, right? That all kind of goes out the door.
And it has to make me think also that you have a big impact on the medical field, right? So I can imagine being able to sit in here and a doctor being able to stand up here and put all of their students into the operating room and literally almost like you're standing next to him while he's doing the operation.
That's a critical part. So Rowan has the 3 medical schools, vet school, SON, Cooper Medical School as well. So what we can do is, we're actually working with them right now, is we're creating modules that do all the functional parts of the human body.
Right.
And in VR, you can pull all that apart, you can see it in 3D, you don't need a 2D textbook. That's what we're told is so difficult for medical students, is understanding what it really looks like.
Right.
Or for the vet school, we were talking about how it's difficult. Listen, you can buy a horse cadaver for $20,000, but you only get one. Yeah. And so after you use it in a classroom setting and you meticulously take it apart to explain the anatomy, it's gone forever. A VR version, you can explore forever. You can take it home on your off hours and explore what's going on as well, and you can learn whenever you want. Also, for all of us who grew up, like I was born in the early 80s, so I got to see Star Trek The Next Generation, I got to see Blade Runner, I got to see Star Wars, all that stuff that maybe a younger crowd doesn't remember. But we're actually seeing the beginning of all those things we kind of looked at as like, it's never going to happen.
I know.
And it's scary, but it's also thrilling in a way, because it's a great time to be alive.
Yeah.
And in a way, having AI exist kind of makes the humanity itself mean more.
You question, right? You're questioning it.
And by questioning it, we kind of explore it more, right?
Absolutely. It's like a YouTube video on steroids and then some, right? I mean, it's just like, it's all of that and way more, so you could learn something. Like I honestly, just standing here talking to you, because we didn't practice any of this, I'm just thinking in my head, the possibilities are literally endless on what you could teach people if they put these things on and you're in real time, have an expert here and everybody in the room is learning.
I always say,
I love it. I love it.
You can do anything, and if you think you can't do something, it's because you lack imagination. There's always some area we can work with.
See, now you're talking my Disney stuff. I love, Walt's my favorite. Let's talk about, you as a dad, right? So you're married.
Yes.
You got 2 sons.
Yeah, 2 sons. I have Georgie and Arthur. So Georgie's going to be 14 soon. Arthur just turned 11. So they've been in technology since they were born. I had a headset on them before they could walk, just to see what it would be like. I'm not saying anyone should do that. Legal age for VR to make sure that interpupillary distance and accommodation are proper is around the age of 7 to 8. So don't do that. Apparently I'm a terrible father now. Thank you.
Exactly.
But yeah, I've got 2 sons, and it's wild seeing them grow up today.
It's a whole different.
I'm seeing.
It's not even just a different world. It's beyond a different world.
Yeah.
They're growing up in a world that has things that, like you said, at their fingertips that we couldn't have dreamt of.
Yes, and I don't know the right choices, is what I find. I don't know.
When do you allow them access to it? Is what you got to figure out.
When do I let this happen?
All right, so we're in the brand new library. So should I say brand new or renewed?
Renewed, renovated, maybe?
Renovated.
Yeah.
That's the word we're looking for. So talk about what exactly we did here and why and what the innovation is in the new library.
So the new library is all student focused. Like I mentioned before, the idea is give students more space to do more, but do it in a way that enables technology, enables them to have access to things. So students need space, right? So the idea here is that not only do we have multiple computers for them to have, which they never had in the old library, computer labs before, but they were never out and about for students to work collaboratively together. And that's what Rowan lacked, were collaboration spaces. Public ones as well, where you can be loud. Not every place in the library needs to be quiet, right? But then we have the smaller spaces for teams to meet. So many different areas here, from engineering to business, need those spaces to work on a project together. And it's not just for students, it's also for everyone who happens to work here.
So what do you guys, so if you take all the tech out of your life and out of your family, what do you guys do for fun? What's the fun thing that George and his family likes to do?
Oh, well, yeah. So that's great. The beach, the park. My younger son especially, he's very physical. The kid does Aikido. He loves wrestling around, and that's just who they are. And honestly, if you ask my kids right now what they would probably like to do, they'd say beat up dad. The physical stuff, you know, wrestling around, playing, all that. Well, they'd say, hey, Dad, remember a few years ago when you let us just pummel you?
Let's take the VR lenses off. I just want to beat you up.
Yeah. Well, you know, in a fun, productive way. But it's that wrestling around. You know what?
It's good though.
It is.
You got to get him outside. You got to do that stuff.
Yeah, because otherwise you're in front of a screen, right?
Yeah.
You're in front of a screen for 6,
You got to be at the park in the grass, wrestling around, getting dirty.
Get on a bike, not an e-bike, an actual bike,
Yeah.
and pedal with your darn legs. Use these things, like we have them for a reason. Yeah, everything's really nice. And then of course we have other spaces back here. We have the sensory rooms. So honestly, how many times have you ever been someplace and you've just been going insane?
You want to
need
quiet.
a room? Well, what about the opposite? What if you need a room to not be quiet? But you're in a library, right? So these areas give students some other place to be, somewhere different. Also, if you got to be on the phone, how many times?
Oh, we got a phone booth.
Yeah, so go on in.
We got a phone booth. This is my favorite.
So it turns around. I wonder if that's going to work. Hopefully it works.
Can you hear me out there?
A little bit, but it's not that bad.
What's your favorite place you went with your family and your favorite vacation excursion that you've done so far?
Washington State Park.
Really?
In Washington State. It was beautiful. I lived in Washington, so Army brat. My father, we moved around everywhere. I lived in a place called Yakima. It was a desert. So everyone thinks of Washington like, oh, it's rain. No, this was a complete desert. So I never got to see the other side of Washington. And I love it. The green is the best green I've ever seen. It's a subtropical rainforest. It's moss everywhere. And the temperature's always right. And I personally like it when it's a little overcast. Everything's easy. You don't have to squint, right? You can see everything really easily. And to me, it was by a park. I think it was called Crystal Lake.
A lot of wildlife?
Yeah.
Did you leave him alone? Like,
of course.
You didn't end up like the guy with the bison?
No, I didn't get flipped over. No. I'm pretty good with wildlife. So I lived in a different time on military bases. And on military bases, parents just let you do whatever you want. No one locks their doors. And my mother would kick me out. She'd lock the door to kick me out of the house. So she'd kick me out, and then she'd say, go play.
Isn't it funny? We weren't allowed in the house when we were kids.
Yeah.
They said, get out.
You have to stay in the house.
And now you have to stay in the house.
Because you feel like a bad parent if you don't.
You're not watching your kids if you don't.
Exactly. So
I love this place.
It's not a TARDIS. But lots of different areas. And like we talked about before, the idea is not to get rid of what makes a library a library. So there are still plenty of spaces on this floor and the next one for books. So we always have them. All the most important stuff. Yeah, well, magazines here, right? But those are important too.
There's still paper?
There's still paper.
I want
still
paper.
Real, has substance. And also the really important thing is, how many times have you ever wanted to rent a laptop? So that's the biggest. Yeah, you can actually rent a laptop.
Look at this thing. Huh?
They're not in there yet.
There's one right here.
Future. Yeah. Oh, you're right. Okay, well, can we? I actually have no idea.
That's okay. But look, that's funny that you can just come up here and tap a few buttons, whatever, swipe your card, and pop a laptop out of there.
How many times as a student, you're battery dies, right? Or maybe you leave it in your car or something else happens.
You just need the internet.
You just need it for a little bit. You got a Zoom meeting, a Skype meeting, something
Yeah.
else, your phone's half dead, you don't have power, you just rent a laptop.
It's not software, it's internet, it's just access.
It's just access.
If you could pick now, right now, if you could pick, I want to go back, or now I want to see this band because I think they would be awesome in concert, who would it be?
So I'm going to pick this because my mother would drive me to Catholic school every morning and play their music, and I would have loved to have seen Queen.
Ooh.
So she would play their entire catalog, and it was an hour drive for us, so we had nothing to do the entire
That's
time.
great.
And so I know every song by heart, and
Yeah.
I think it would be fun to see them in concert.
So, and listen, this is interesting to me because I have this conversation with guys in my office because we're an IT company,
Yeah.
and we often talk about technology, right? And they all have all of their stuff is digital, right? And I keep saying, you don't understand, like, you know, if you came to my house and you looked at my DVD collection, right?
Right.
I'm a kind of person where, like, when we were kids, you had albums, right? You had a whole stack of albums on the shelf, and here was your stereo.
That's you.
And right, and here, this is you, right? So, so you somebody came in and went, oh, dude, you've got Pink Floyd's whatever.
I know
Can we put this
exactly
on?
who you are. Yep.
Can we put this on? And it's a whole different vibe, but no one's coming up to your phone and gonna go, let me flip through until I find something I like. It's just not the same thing.
I don't want anyone going through my phone. That's got a lot of
if
personal
you don't
stuff on there.
physically own it, is that art really yours? Or is it just art that you access once in a while?
You just touch on
access once in a while.
Well, and
Is it yours or do you access it? What do you think is in store for the students that are coming on board in the next 10 years?
The next 10 years is going to be ridiculous. 10 years here. How about that? Certainly 10 years from now, why physically come here? It's going to be a choice to physically go to a university.
I think it's
right?
important.
I do too. Oh no, there's great growth that happens from getting away from mom
Without
and dad.
without human interaction, humanity will die.
No, I completely agree with you. Well, yeah, what it means to be human will completely change
Yeah.
and die, right?
Humanity
Change.
itself, just that feeling of humanity, it's just, people are already questioning it like we talked about. And I think without human interaction every day in every way, I think it's going to be a problem. And I see it actually, like you said, it's actually making a resurgence.
It is. It has to. It's like art, right? You create something and people.
It's going to be, it's humanity versus AI, right? So, and humanity is going to try to win that argument.
It's going to be the rare and valuable thing too, right? So whenever something becomes mass produced, it loses its value, right? And then no one cares about it anymore, right? We can all buy t-shirts now, but there was a time when buying shirts or even having the right clothing meant something, right? Same thing with AI now. If we can mass produce ideas and thoughts and all this junk we see in social media that everyone's pushing out, all that loses value. So what gains value again? Stuff you make with your hands, the stuff that's rare.
That's right.
So this is not the book central place. This is just the main area. We have a whole other floor still dedicated to books.
Right.
And more importantly, all the books that used to be here, they're not gone. The
Those
ones-
racks will be filled with them, right?
They'll be filled too, but importantly, they went through and they looked and they said, hey, what books are actually used? They're very smart about how to do this. They keep all the stuff on site that needs 24/7 access, right? That people are constantly pulling. Anything else, off site or in storage, right? So the idea is you can still get that stuff. You just maybe got to wait a few hours to get that classic book that no one really brings out.
It's wild, isn't it? This school is what are we ranked now, Rowan? We're in the top 20 in the country?
Yes, and
What are we, like 18 or something?
It depends which major, but yeah, around there. A lot of them are ranked higher than that. And also we're about to become an R1 university in the next few years.
Oh yeah.
That's
I predicted this school will be probably easily in the top 10, probably reach the top 5 in the next probably 5 to 10 years.
10 definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. And it's right here in New Jersey, right? So listen, George, thank you for being on.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. This was so much fun. And everybody watching, thanks for watching. Keep on walking, keep on moving. Follow me on Instagram, YouTube, all the channels. I'm on TikTok now, by the way. And we will see you next time on Walkin' and Talkin' with Tim. Peace.